Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things. We see them, and today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So as you guys know, the Lakers just recently finished interviewing JJ Redick this weekend. Going into the weekend, there were reports that he was going to meet with the Lakers, and now these reports have been confirmed that in fact he did meet with the Lakers, and now we have to wait and see what the decision is going to be about with the Lakers and JJ Redick. But prior to that, they were discussing this news on Get Up this morning on ESPN, and they were talking about it. And then Michael Greenberg went to a certain audio of Stephen A. Smith essentially criticizing LeBron James for doing this podcast with a JJ Redick, knowing that there were rumors out there that Darvin Ham was going to be fired, and he felt like what LeBron was doing was the most disrespectful thing he had ever seen a player of LeBron's caliber do to a coach. So what we want to do is we want to play what Stephen A. Smith said prior to that, because those are the comments Jay Williams was reacting to, and then we're going to come back. Take a listen to what Stephen A. Smith said originally.
Stephen A., let me ask you this. How do you think the players in that locker room outside of LeBron James will respond to a first-time head coach?
Well, it depends on the coach. I think a first-time head coach like Sam Cassell, they'll respond very well. I think an experienced coach like a Mark Jackson or Jeff Van Gundy, they'll respond very well. I think JJ is a different situation because of the situation LeBron James and his camp created by doing that podcast in the middle of the season, knowing that Darvin Ham was on a hot seat. I don't care what anybody says. That was a very egregious thing to do. I'm not talking about the podcast. Wendy knows I'm not doing this. Wendy knows I'm not doing this. I'm not talking about the podcast itself. I'm talking about the timing. The Lakers get eliminated and then LeBron James and JJ do their podcast. It's no problem. This summer starts, they're doing their podcast. It's no problem. Darvin Ham was on the hot seat. And that's when LeBron James, in the middle of the season, decides to do a podcast with a brilliant cerebral basketball mind, and they're breaking down plays. They're talking plays. They're talking, am I lying, Wendy? They're talking plays. They're talking schemes. They're talking strategies. They're talking all of these things. Say what? You never seen what before, Wendy? Never seen what before?
I've never seen. I mean, this is a new thing I've never done in the NBA. What you're talking about, this podcast, never seen anything like it.
That's right.
But
And
Wendy,
props to them because it was Mavericks Carter. It was Mavericks Carter idea. He brought it to LeBron James, according to what my sources tell me. It wasn't LeBron James. But damn it, LeBron James is his own man. You're wearing a Lakers uniform. You are a player. You know your coach is on the hot seat. And deciding to do a podcast about games, about basketball, with specifics in mind, schemes, and how you coach and how you draw plays up and what you should be doing, how you strategize, et cetera, while your coach is on a hot seat, and you knew the Lakers would more than likely be looking for a coach next season, is one of the most egregious things we have seen a basketball player do to a coach.
So you heard Stephen A. Smith's original comments. Fantastic. So after they played the soundbite, it came Jay Williams' turn to respond to Stephen A. Smith's comments, and he basically pushed back and said, no, look, first of all, you got this thing all wrong, right? LeBron and these guys had this were planning this for months, and it just so happened that the show was out when Darvin Ham was the coach, but it wasn't like as if they just started to plan that this year. So for those of you who didn't hear what Jay Williams had to say, I want to play exactly what he had to say in response to Stephen A. Smith, and then want to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to Jay Williams there.
Very strong comments from Stephen A. Jay, Will, your reaction?
I just wanted to state for the record, this has been something that, Maverick Carter, LeBron James, Spring Hill, a couple of companies, mine included, we've been discussing this for 4 to 5 years. So this just didn't rear its ugly head all of a sudden when Darvin Ham was on the hot seat.
Specifically?
Doing a basketball show where you're discussing in-game schemes, you're discussing personnel. like trying to almost like reverse, like recalibrate the way we talk about basketball from a media perspective about the nuances of the game. So this wasn't just put in place to undermine Darvin Ham. LeBron James, when you talk basketball to him, it sounds very different when you have those barbershop conversations. And there's a reason why the podcast is doing well. There's also a reason why Redbird Capital has deployed a lot of money into Spring Hill, and that they're trying to deploy it into JJ Redick's platform because they believe it can go extremely well. I don't think anybody expected JJ to be a candidate. It may have evolved into that, but that was not going into it the reason why.
So you heard what Jay Williams had to say in response to Stephen A. Smith. First of all, did I know that they were planning this? Was that this was in the works for months? No. Is that plausible? Yes. Why? Because usually to start a podcast and to start a show like this, you have to plan for it. And especially when you have people like LeBron and JJ Redick who have busy schedules, and LeBron is still an active player and I'm sure has a bunch of things on his plate when he's not playing basketball or at work. Obviously, this is something you have to map out. You have the logistics aspect of it. You also have to look at what they're going to be talking about on a week-to-week basis and coming up with a system for that. I mean, like, for example, we're looking to start a show, a second channel, rather, later this year, probably before when the NBA season kicks off. And it's going to be talking about, you know, societal issues, politics, and all of that, maybe the economics to a certain extent. And it's something that we're going to be planning for months. We're probably going to spend 4 or 5 months planning it. What we're going to talk about, the topics, what's going to be the format of the shows, how we're going to do it, the strategy around that, the thumbnails, all of this stuff. We got to sit down and plan and work out. So I can understand it, and I think there's some truth to that. The fact of the matter is this, however. Whether it's disrespectful to Darvin Ham or not, LeBron and these guys don't care. Because it is clear that LeBron isn't doing things thinking of, man, is this going to hurt Darvin Ham? I don't think LeBron lives his life that way, to be quite honest with you. I think that LeBron is at the stage of his career where he's like, you know, if I don't think you're the right guy, you're going to be gone, and I'm going to go for somebody else. I also think that LeBron has reached a point with his career where he probably doesn't have as much patience as he used to before. And I think the reason he doesn't have as much patience is because of time, right? Because of the time aspect. Time has caused LeBron to, you know, become more desperate to get for the Lakers and these guys to get things right now. So he doesn't have the time to suffer fools. Now, a lot of people disagree with the Lakers firing, Darvin Ham, but in LeBron's mind, I think he doesn't really care. I think he just came to the conclusion that, look, this is not the right guy for this job, and I think we need to go out there and get somebody else. And LeBron didn't hide his feelings on it. And I think that that's just what the reality is. In the case of Jay Williams pushing back on Stephen A. Smith, I think that what he did was important because it gave this conversation some context that I didn't know that, right? So now that he says, I'm like, oh, okay. That kind of makes me change my perspective on it. So these are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And we'll catch you guys on the next show. Peace.